Hi, everybody. Meteorologist Danielle Noyes here. This is your Monday Insights, a deeper dive at what's going on with the weather over the next several days. Hot stretch through midweek. Little, if any, rainfall for a while. There may be some storms later Wednesday into early Thursday. We'll take a look at that. Early weekend outlook as well. Humidity fluctuates a bit. Builds a little bit through Wednesday. Not overly oppressive. Goes back down to end the weekend, start the weekend. And then some heat and humidity are likely to return by the time we get to Sunday. We've got the 2-week dew point forecast and feels like forecast. It's an exclusive perk for being a member, and it's included in each of our membership levels. Thank you for your continued support. All the info on how to sign up is at membership.onedegreeoutside.com. Meanwhile, we talked about potential Tropical Storm Erin yesterday in Sunday Evening Essentials, and yes, it has become a named storm. 45-mile-per-hour winds, notice, sitting well off of the west coast of Africa, so way out in the Atlantic. Forecast to continue to strengthen in the coming days, likely becoming Hurricane Erin by the middle part of the week, and then eventually strengthening to a major hurricane, Category 3 storm by the time we get to the start of the weekend. Cone of uncertainty, that cone of probability, still even at that point for the start of the weekend, likely to pass north of the Lesser Antilles Islands. Any potential impacts here on the East Coast wouldn't be until the beginning or actually middle part of next week. So we'll keep a close eye on Erin, obviously, in the days to come as she continues to strengthen. Meantime, where have the jackpot totals been in terms of rainfall over the last week across the country? Well, you can see Carolina is down through the southeastern United States over Florida, central, northern plains, and portions of the Midwest. But here at home, we've got nothing. Trace of precipitation, maybe some locally higher amounts here when we had a couple isolated storms in Vermont, particularly in far western or northern New England. So we could use some rainfall, and there's not going to be much. What we'll do here is look at the energy, the little bundles of energy high in the sky in the atmosphere that help to drive our weather. One thing you'll notice is there's a big ocean storm. Actually, that's going to kind of develop here and strengthen somewhat. We'll kick up the seas a little bit in the coming days, but it stays well off to our east and kind of merges here east of Nova Scotia through the middle part of the week. Our bundles of energy that come through on Wednesday, yes, there are a few, but they're not overly strong or organized, so they sweep through. That's with the cold front, and that will be the trigger for some of the thunderstorms Wednesday, perhaps into early Thursday with a lingering shower. Then a ridge builds back in to end the week with a new area of high pressure. This next bundle over the Great Lakes for the start of the weekend will slide east, and that may spark a thunderstorm by the time we get to Sunday. So right now, Saturday looks dry. Sunday, a chance of thunderstorms. We'll keep you posted on that. Across the country, cold front slicing through the upper Midwest will bring a threat for some thunderstorms and general thunderstorms down across the southeastern United States as well. Maybe some localized damaging wind gusts possible. This front slides east and will come through us on Wednesday. Will elevate the risk for some thunderstorms, particularly in northwestern New England. There will be some heat and some humidity in place. So we do have a marginal risk for a few of the storms to create some localized flash flooding potential. And notice the big swath of green that extends from northwestern New England all the way back down to the Gulf. So yes, that risk is at least possible during the day on Wednesday. And because in Vermont, we've had some of the thunderstorms recently, many of the rest of us, the ground is very dry. We haven't had much rainfall. That's why the risk is a little bit higher in any storms that do develop. Now, not everyone will see a storm. Let's time them out here. It's storm free for our Tuesday, maybe an isolated one in far northern New England. Here comes the front Wednesday. Sun to start. Increasing clouds, scattered thunderstorms develop during the afternoon and evening, sliding east. Couple of them could be on the feisty side. Isolated strong to severe storm possible with damaging wind gusts. There's heat and humidity in place. The front does slow down a little bit on Thursday, and with some lingering heat in place, that may bubble up a thunderstorm in southern or eastern New England during the day on Thursday. That's kind of the biggest uncertainty in the forecast right now, how quickly that front departs. With that new high building into end of the week. Friday looks beautiful. Start of the weekend looks great as well. High temperatures topping out in the 90s again for the day tomorrow. Notice it doesn't really matter where you go either. Lower Connecticut River Valley, Metro West, all the way back up into central and northern Maine. A little bit of relief in southeastern New England. And there may be a light sea breeze that does kick in at the coast. Now, if you don't have AC or you have the windows open at night, does take most of the night, but it does cool off. It's not going to be overly muggy, but we do drop back into the 60s to right around 70 in many of the urban centers for tomorrow night. Another hot day on Wednesday. The heat peaks, the humidity peaks, highs going into the low to mid 90s. It'll feel a few degrees warmer than these actual temperatures. Notice 85 to 90 with thunderstorms coming in soonest across far western and northern New England. By the time we get to Wednesday night, it's a little milder too. The cool air doesn't really come in. So we're talking about Overnight lows, upper 60s to low 70s. It will be muggy with a lingering shower possible. And then Thursday, still hot in eastern New England, 85 to 90, maybe a couple lower 90s. Some drier air coming into northwestern New England, and that sets us up for a really pleasant Friday with typical August temperatures running in the 80s for the most part, 70s in far northern New England. So a beautiful end to the week. You can track it all, of course, with our app. It is free in the App Store and Google Play. More information on how to best use it, too, is at app.onedegreeoutside.com. Don't forget our merchandise is at swag.onedegreeoutside.com.